2 years ago, the sexting scandal known as Weinergate seemed to end the political career of the married congressman forced to resign after sending these sexually suggestive pictures and messages to a 21-year-old Seattle woman he apparently had never met in person. But like former President Bill Clinton, who met Monica Lewinsky in person, Senator David Vitter, who was on a list of men using a brothel, former South Carolina Governor Mark Sanford, who went on the hike to Appalachia, ended up in Argentina, who incidentally he just won the Republican primary for his old congressional seat in Charleston, South Carolina. Anthony Weiner is trying to become one of the comeback kids, but can the former congressman thrust himself back into center stage in the New York mayor's race? There's a million of those. My guest, attorney Ann Coulter, Republican pollster Kellyanne Conway. What do you think, Kellyanne? Does Anthony Weiner stand a chance of coming back, or should he come back? You're a pollster. Should he come back into politics?
I was just astonished he spent $100,000 on polling to basically, basically there's one question. Do you think he's a D blank CK for showing his D? You know, there's just one question involved here. Do you think that, can you overcome that? But the question is short. Look, people believe in second chances and comebacks, but the fact is, for what purpose? In other words, what are we lacking in Congress without Anthony Weiner? What are we lacking in New York City without him in the race? So he needs to this is not just sort of the apology and rehabilitation tour. It's what is the rationale, the affirmative rationale for your candidacy? What do you add? All we're missing is another person, giving us liberal trope on cable TV. Seriously speaking, what is lacking? Would Hurricane Sandy aid have come quicker if he were in Congress? They didn't even replace him with one of his protégés. They replaced him with Republican Bob Turner in his own district.
And on the other hand, none of the candidates for mayor so far, and the races this November, 2013, none of the candidates have really caught on right now. The leading candidate is Christine Quinn, the Speaker of the City Council, who, has some of her own issues.
That deputy to Giuliani.
Ray Liotta?
Ray Liotta.
The former...
Joe Liotta.
Joe.
Thank you. He raised a shocking amount of money in a month and a half, and he was a deputy to Giuliani, and people have fond memories of that. It's a little way out for just a mayor's race. But I would add one more and take one away from your list of politicians who have made comebacks. Teddy Kennedy killed a girl and won re-election in Massachusetts. You got to give it up on Vitter. I'm not in favor of married men seeing prostitutes, but he did it 10 years before the madame produced the list. He had already gotten forgiveness from his wife, become a Christian. It really was going into someone's background. He didn't just get caught in flagrante, and he's a very good senator and not that prominent. He's just winning re-election.
How do you feel about Mark Sanford?
That's the only reason I would like Mark Weiner, or rather Anthony Weiner, to run, to sort of take away from the humiliation of Republicans running Mark Sanford. No, I came out very strongly against that. Exactly for what, Kellyanne is saying. Is that the best we can do? These guys, they get caught in scandals and then no one will hire them. They have nothing to do. I know, I'll run for my old job again. Why should we put them there?
Yeah, the other thing weird about Weiner is it was like a sex scandal without sex. So I don't know how that's going to help with the male vote. It was just really, it was weird. In the words of his former roommate down in Washington, Mark Capuano, who's a congressman from Massachusetts, he said, I just don't understand why he did that. I still don't. It was kind of weird.
It's
it was
very
kind of bizarre. Look, I know they're all full of idolatry and ego, but to take pictures of yourselves and send them. The other thing is he hasn't answered all the questions. It's alleged that he had contact with girls under the age of 18. We ought to know a little bit more about that. So we know they can't vote for you. They're not old enough to vote for you or see an R-rated movie without you. Why were you contacting them?
It is definitely much creepier. It's out of To Catch a Predator. And on top of that, although I'm not making any predictions because Teddy Kennedy, he was really nasty about it when it was coming out.
Yes. So is that the worst part? That's the point. Is the
in a way it is, because
the lying and the cover-up
raises the question, why him? Well, I suppose if you're a liberal, what you liked about him was that he was a pit bull on TV. But then when you see that pit bull really obnoxious behavior being deployed on behalf of you, sending out pictures of your Pecker, the whole thing is just so creepy and embarrassing. But I wouldn't have voted for Mark Sanford.
But I want the headlines to keep coming. I feel like the New York Post is paying him to run. They can't stop
on radio. They're going crazy.
You have stiff competition. It just goes on and on. His hard road back. It's just hysterical. But again, he wasn't particularly nice to his wife at the time, and that would be their prior relationship. Except they're on the front page of the New York Times Magazine this week. They want to be a public couple again. He was such a bully to the press and to our late great friend Andrew Breitbart until Andrew took the microphone at that famous press conference. But I want all of your viewers to go and pull the clip of Anthony Weiner in the well of the Congress in July of 2010. He goes on for about 1 minute and 40 seconds against Congressman Peter King, and it's just vicious, it's poisonous, and they ought to see that Anthony Weiner as well.
So yay or nay?
I think it's ridiculous, and even this comeback article in the New York Times Magazine we were talking about before, one of the best lines there, he is still delusional. He says he and his wife posed for People magazine only because they wanted pictures of their child to come out because the paparazzi were jumping out of bushes trying to get it. Oh, come on, they were not.
I have